We are now live. You feel me? It's the reflector. What it is, y'all. We out. We up late. You feel me? It ain't
Yeah,
that
we
late,
up
but
late.
it's kind of late. You know what I'm saying? 10,
Yeah.
22. You know what I'm saying? It's the reflector though. Here to reflect what you choose to neglect.
Hey, my name is Stretch, the esoteric ruler, here to expand what you choose to contract as well. Being here today. And this is a part two to our last joint live and stuff like that, where we're talking about shadow government made narcs. Now, I'm just gonna start off for him because, you know, he thought that I should take a lead now because I was just coming off of explaining something and stuff like that. And what I'm here to explain is I think I cracked the code as to why GMO women and GMO men were created, like how GMO women and GMO men were created in the first place, right? So my perspective was that I feel like the first people who actually became like GMO though, were like men and stuff like that. And what I mean by GMO, I by the way, before I get into this breakdown, I want to clarify what GMO means. Actually, you already know what GMO means, but it's like again, it's just genetically modified. So when I'm saying GMO men, it's like okay, genetically modified men. But I'm just saying that to say that okay, the shadow government, like the government, basically programmed these men. So that's why I'm calling them GMO because they be doing the same thing with like fruits and food. That's why that's what's called GMO food because the shadow government fucking modifies that shit. Just and they did the same thing to y'all. So it only makes sense to call y'all GMO too.
Yeah.
That's it. So we
Yeah.
got GMO men and GMO women. And I really feel like men became GMO first. How did that happen? So how that happened was that I think I think it really started when the government and media, well, yeah, mainly like I'm not gonna put too much on the government really, but it's like it was mainly like media and entertainment pushing pushing out idealistic views and idealistic thinking into their cartoons and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that's what made men more weak and docile because they pretty much programmed them to really be idealistic in thinking and have more emotion when thinking and stuff like that, which is the opposite of what a man should really do, if in a sense. So their idealistic thinking when it came to relationships was basically on some a Disney Channel shit to where it's like, oh, they're hoping to meet a fucking queen who will just accept them for goddamn who they are and stuff like that. But now, but once beta men get into the real world, right? They realize that slowly but surely, when they try out the idealistic thinking, they realize that oh, that shit don't work. Regular women don't really find that shit attractive, that whole being nice all the time stuff and being predictable and stuff like that. Because to them, to a regular woman, I feel like like predictability is pretty much boring to them, and just you always portraying the character of being nice. They can kind of see through that, oh, you're not. This guy's not really being himself, so they're not really gonna find that attractive. They're gonna be turned off by that and shit. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, Right.
And he might just find a woman.
Right. Yeah. And they kind of pretty much like expect like every woman to be like that, but they forget the point that like, bro, everybody is their own individual. So it's not really that's not really like the idealistic way to think. Oh wait, it's freezing on your end, Trey. Oh, by the way, what's good, Mysterio? Should be fine though because like I can hear you and you can hear me. But anyways, yeah. But that's the thing. Like everybody's pretty much like their own individual, so nobody's just gonna act the same way. And the fact that you expect that, like that's too much like expectations on yourself and stuff like that. But then again, I don't blame you because I don't blame them because like the media is kind of like, oh, there's no audio. The fuck. All right. You can hear me though. It's okay. It's fucking. But anyways, now what was I? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But you can't really just expect like everybody to be like that in a sense because again everybody's their own individual, and plus you can't just expect that like you can just get any kind of girl you want with that kind of like way of like handling things and like the idealistic thinking and stuff like that. Because another thing too, a lot of the ways like like beta males like kind of used to like get at women was that they would act like them, but that makes no sense because how can you act how can you act like the same way as somebody else when not knowing that like look, nobody's gonna really like the same thing really. They're gonna want something
Right,
different.
right.
Like
This is why niggas gay, bro. You saying
yeah,
niggas try to act like females? You
yeah,
saying?
pretty much.
Yeah. Facts. That's what led to niggas really becoming more gay or zesty.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
just trying to do what a female do and justify via hard work and we built this though, so now it's justified. Nigga, this ain't your world. Oh, he
right.
said, all right, I hear you
Okay,
now.
he hears me.
Trey,
He hears me.
I'll
That's
knee you
okay.
in your goddamn chin, bro. Nah, I'm playing. You playing. It's natural born troll. Now I'm playing. Shout out to Mysterio, y'all. Y'all can sell it to him. That's a real
Right,
straightforward guy right there. He lets you know what it is.
pretty much. But yeah, now it's like, but basically, like when they when they pretty much realize that like all that stuff like doesn't work, like like when and regular women like shoot them down for that. That's when they be. That's when they get heartbroken and start to become cold, and then they realize that like, oh, you know what? I was only doing this because I wanted to fuck women, not because I want a goddamn relationship. But that's funked out though. Y'all niggas didn't even know
Right,
what y'all wanted.
right,
Right. That's it. That's pretty much it. But yeah, and what and once they realize that that's that's where you get like the band males today who are just like fucking like every woman they see like and they're just and they're just like getting advice from these so-called like alpha male YouTubers and going after that and just fucking like and stuff like that. And now that's where you get GMO girls that are just like scared to have sex and stuff like that. And
what the
they're
hell?
just like, oh, all men just want to fuck. Yeah, because all y'all niggas are bitches. All y'all niggas are just like, getting with baby mamas and just like impregnating like, every woman you see basically. That's it. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's like you're just kind of like, okay, your audio was like kind of cutting out a bit, but it's like, okay, I get what you're saying though. It's all right. It's There's nothing wrong with that, like, but it's stuff like that. I mean, it's not like having a baby mama is like a completely bad is like a bad thing, because I've seen that shit, like, turn into like, relationship, like genuine relationships and stuff like that. But I'm just talking about like, you know, just like fucking multiple, like, girls, and just like, and just expecting like everything to be fine. It's like, no, that's how y'all are getting, like, so many women just like wanting child support from you. Like, nigga, you dug yourself like into a deeper hole just because you couldn't fucking control your desires and stuff like that. Because like that's the thing with these men too. It's like they're pretty much just like unfulfilled and stuff like that. It's almost like their desires are just like a never ending pit, and that's why they just keep wanting to fucking fuck. You get what I'm saying? So now the GMO women were like, okay, so these niggas just want to fuck us. So why why don't we just use every guy for some transaction and just use sex as a weapon, like, for them, since that's all they see us and stuff like that, But the problem with that mentality is that y'all gotta realize that not not every guy out here is a bitch. You'll come across you'll come across a couple of guys that are like, genuine and stuff like that, and and are just like, good guys, like, who aren't really like, doing too much and stuff like that, and are just like, on their own purpose and shit. You get what I'm saying? Type shit. Like, that's the only problem with that's the only problem, like, with that mentality and stuff like that. And another thing that's flunked out though is that like y'all be y'all y'all be saying that, like, you don't want a relationship, when really it's like, and not every girl is like this, but I be noticing, right? A lot of women, like, in this generation will say that they want relationships when that's not really what they want and stuff like that. They just want a nigga that, like, they can use and stuff like that. That's the only thing too. It's like I just don't like when women like be lying to themselves and stuff like that. If if you're just gonna use a nigga, like, just and stuff like that, fine, you do you. I can't control what you do. You got your own free will and stuff like that. But all I gotta say to that is, you don't go out here like you trying to use every guy and thinking that you can get away with it and stuff like that, and just project that, like, onto good men, like, who are actually, like, trying trying to change the world, because nigga, that that tells me that, like, y'all are still hurt from your past relationships and stuff like that, and you you just think that, like, any man that betrays any sort of, like, masculinity, like, is a bitch ass nigga, like, probably trying to fuck you. It's like, nah, you were shown one example of masculinity, and that was like a wounded version of it, or they call it like toxic masculinity, or some shit like that. Yeah, but some men, there are men out here who use their masculinity in the right way, and I've even seen it, like, I've I've seen, like, some examples of it. I'm not gonna say that, like, I've seen everything, because again, like, I'm still a young dude, you know. I still got more to experience, but I'm just trying to comprehend. I just try to comprehend as much as much of as much experiences that I've been through as possible and stuff like that. But like, look, all I gotta say is like, I've met shitty guys, and I've met guys like who are genuinely cool. So don't go out here thinking that you can just use every nigga and get and get away with it, because hey, you will get your karma. You know, that's all I gotta say. But I pretty much right, right, yeah,
All the bitch ass niggas you attracted, bro. Like I said, the point I said before, you can't use mental illness, so you can't mentally think every situation is gonna paint out to what you're used to seeing based on some trauma or some, you know what I'm saying, some bias that you've been put through. And even if you prove yourself right, it don't matter. You just need to know you got that karma, like stretches. You got that right back. That's just something you got to deal with. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, that's not a justification to say fuck everybody. And now you're
right,
just gonna have drop pussy and you're gonna have a chip on your shoulder for the rest of your life.
pretty
And
much,
you're gonna be using toys and shit, bitch. That shit gonna get worn out, bitch. Just like all these bitches that got BBLs, like all that stuff gonna get worn out. So y'all better get with a dude so y'all can at least if you gonna get with a if you gonna wear yourself out, at least do it with a dude that you actually fuck with and y'all building something with. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like, don't wear yourself out by yourself or by a damn man-made tool. Man, it takes two people
Right.
that share fucking organs. That's the different gender species of the people that share organs, bitch.
And that's
Male,
another
female.
that's another point. I want to go off. I want to go off of like a lot of y'all men and women were GMO, or you know what, we can call y'all. Hey, shout out to Trey, by the way. He came up. He came. Shout out to Mysterio in the chat. He came up with this term. I'm gonna call y'all GMO, like GM hoes for now on. GM hoes.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna
yeah.
call. Now I'm gonna call the men GM
People like
bros.
to hear
Okay,
y'all.
GM bros. Y'all. Here's another point that I want to bring up. A lot of y'all GM hoes and GM bros are getting into relationships. Like a lot of y'all are getting into relationships with people who aren't into the same shit you're into. And what I mean by that is that okay, that doesn't always mean like, they don't got the same interests and stuff like that, but you know, your person what y'all what y'all okay, how would I explain this? I'm basically saying that I'm basically saying when I say like, okay, aren't into the same shit like you're into. I'm basically saying that like the individuals y'all be getting at like don't really got the same goals that that y'all got and stuff like that. Your purposes in life don't really align like that. Like it all it, it all has to do with like spiritual paths and stuff like that. And is your path like kind of similar to this person's path, but different enough to where it's like, okay, both y'all can come together and revolutionize and stuff like that. And I can all go down to like, what type of person y'all both are. I
Right,
feel like I feel like if two individuals are too different, like, in the relationship, then it's like that probably wouldn't work.
right,
And if they but that don't always mean that like you should get with people like, who are just like the exact same as you either, because like okay, y'all may got similar natures, but you never know the way y'all are doing it, and the way y'all are gonna be doing stuff in this lifetime, like are gonna be totally different and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just remember, it's like, okay, you again, y'all can be like different people, but my point is, okay, if can y'all do y'all goals, like, and purposes in life align? That's what I mean by that. Are you are you on the same timing? And I don't know, from what I've seen in these and all these, like, relationships, people are not into the same things really and stuff like that. So you should that's my advice, bro. Just get with people that you actually fuck with, and like you're actually y'all are actually, like, in, into some of the same shit, and like, your goals and purposes in life and what y'all choose to do, like, pretty much align and stuff like that. Like, that's one of the issues right there. That's
Yep.
that's what I'm gonna say for now.
Right. Yeah, man, that's hella motherfucking issues that people gotta solve. But like, I don't know. I think people maybe if they want to use their ego, if they feel like, um, you know, they want to blame somebody or point the finger. This one we need to kind of blame the spirits that came before us, or just blame the actual people you don't see, or the actual spirit, or the energies, the spirit you don't see, which is the shit that's actually oppressing you. You feel me? So,
Right.
otherwise, then we're just going to just keep digging ourselves in a fucking hole, man. So, hey, let's direct energy the right way, man. Stretch, that was some good ass points. You feel me? Uh,
Hey, thank you for sure.
because I feel like actually a lot of people like, bro, because it's like hearing what you gotta say. It's more personal, so it's like it's undeniable, bro. Like everybody knows that okay, these things going on. The way you describe it, it's like no. So then, bitch, cut that line. Y'all need to not go across this boundary because at the end of the day, y'all niggas
Right.
not helping nothing in reality but yourself and playing crybaby games. They play Abraham Bosom game, fucking eighth house games, and it's like, bro, who cares? We on Earth supposed to be valuing and caring and cherishing. Y'all niggas taking this world backwards and shit, man. Fuck. Then there so is the narc. There's the narc right there. They always fucking using the world as its own and trying to manipulate everybody else to see its way because that's all they could do anyway, basically. So, hey man,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it for me.
You got anything else to add, or is that pretty much it?
Uh, no, I'm like done really. I
All
mean,
right.
unless you other shit.
Now I got this and this another idea, like, I want to share when it comes to like where society like pretty much went wrong when it comes to like building like genuine human connection and stuff like that, and how kind of a lot of people turn narcissistic now, and like they aren't really like humanity isn't really like as empathetic as they were before and stuff like that.
Right?
And
Hell yeah.
this is the one this is the one of the explanations that I came to. And I know I'm gonna hit y'all like, in the pressure points real quick, but like I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really care because nigga, a lot of people need to hear this. Um, in society, we always we always look up to the idea that you know, fatherhood is like the most important thing, like is the most important, like, family dynamic, right? A lot of people like praise like fatherhood in society in society, and it's like, yeah, fatherhood is important because it teaches you, like, self-worth and how to, like, set boundaries in your life, and how to become like a sturdy, like, stable individual and stuff like that when it comes to like, your thoughts and stuff like that. But I feel like my issue is that a lot of people also okay, look, you may think I'm going off topic, but this is gonna make sense like, when I finish. A lot of people in society also downplay motherhood and stuff like that, right? But I but here's the thing. I feel like we shouldn't downplay motherhood. I feel like motherhood is just as, if not more important than fatherhood. That's my take right there. Cause from what I from what I've seen in life, if you if you got stability when it comes to your emotions, like that would take you so far in life than having stability, like with your thoughts. And this the issue that I'm getting at, like and I'm gonna speak on women first and stuff like that. I feel like the reason why, um, I think we overplay both or downplay both. I can see I can see that opinion, Trey or Mysterio. Yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, he got a channel too. Y'all should go check him out and stuff like that. Yeah, we do need both. By the way, I wasn't even done though.
No, no, no. I was
Yeah.
just saying you were
Right. Right.
onto the shit.
Okay. I'll, I'll keep going real quick. But now, uh, now with I'm I'm gonna speak on like because also I've seen now. Okay, with my point of like mentioning father and motherhood and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of men like online complain that like women are pretty much shitty now, and they got shitty characters, and like they don't really got like a lot of emotional intelligence and stuff like that, and they're kind of
Mm-hmm.
they are they are toxic, manipulative, like all that stuff, like you know, and shit. Uh, Now the issue that I'm getting at here, and I feel like one of the reasons why women are like that nowadays is because I feel like a lot of women in this generation, not all, right? Actually, I never said all. A lot, a lot of women in society right now, uh, I feel like they got mommy issues and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So that shit like that set them back.
right,
They don't understand their own nature, and then have a leeway for no. They ain't have nobody to tell them shit like about nothing.
exactly,
So it's like fuck.
yeah, and this is this is important, like for guys out there, like me personally, bro. If I'm me, if I'm meeting a girl, right, and like and stuff like that, and we're kind of getting like to know each other and stuff like that. I always ask the I like to always ask the question like what's your relationship like with your mother and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
Hell yeah.
don't go and ask that like right away. Like don't approach them on the street
Nah.
and be like,
Yeah.
oh, and ask that question. Nah, you gotta ask that question like when you get
Later on.
when y'all know each other, like just a bit and stuff like that. That's when you can ask like those personal deep questions and shit like that.
And why
You
was
know
that? What would tell you? What would that tell you about them? Like as far as their parents and shit. Like if they wasn't cool with their parents, like what would that tell you about that bitch?
what would that tell me?
Yeah,
I'm
like what
probably
would that?
gonna not gonna hold you if we don't. If okay, there's two sides to it. If she got daddy issues or she doesn't have like a good relationship with her father, right? I'm gonna assume that like she she probably has low self esteem and stuff like that, or she probably didn't like have any leeway to like for someone to teach her the value like of self worth and like valuing like um your individuality and stuff like that. Because I feel like a lot of dads like teach you that kind of stuff in a sense. So if she don't if she doesn't really got oh my what's up for sure. Yeah, I've met. Oh,
Yeah, you got real low self esteem, and you might really be detached from valuing, like you said, your thoughts. So you might get angry because at the
bro, I'm not gonna hold you. Like the whole time, you was cutting out on my end. uh, it's all right now, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, okay, so they would be kind of like extreme with their thoughts in a sense and be angry. I've met uh this is actually I'm I'm not even like gonna dive into like my personal life, but yeah, I'm gonna say tribal, yeah. I've seen I've seen examples like that, trust me, for sure. Now, yeah. Now, if sh- if she's not cool with her mother and stuff like that, the stuff the stuff that would tell this oh, would you still talking? All right. It's like weird because like you're you're cutting out on my end, but I'm pretty sure like viewers can like, still hear you. Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
in, I gotta be in the house maybe for it to not cut out.
It's all right though, but yeah. Now, some shit that would tell me that like, okay, she don't got a good relationship like, with her mother. Um, I would kind of assume that like again, she probably she probably lacks emotional intelligence. And like, okay, I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm just kind of seeing it for what it is because if you didn't even have a mother like to teach you how to how to handle your own feelings, it's like okay, where's the lure gonna come from? And another thing too, if sh I've noticed that a lot of, a lot of women who got like mommy issues, they usually have like shitty character. Like they got really bad
Yeah,
character and stuff like that.
They can get along
Right.
with no fucking body. It's almost like the dad with the extreme thoughts, but at least they'll have enough intelligence to not just be mad for nothing unless they're just in the mood. But other than that, like, you know, the dad, the extreme masculine part, it's like they gonna be extreme just with not, it's like, okay, they can still get along because they got the emotional intelligence. Like emotional or females are more social because
Right.
they connect. You feel me? So, but the male, it's like the masculine energy would have to get to a point that since a female don't got access to the masculine energy like that, unless it's on a different percentage. I mean, it is on a different percentage scale. Then when she accesses, she might use it in a misguided type of way. Basically, I'll get too far.
Yeah.
Forgot the exact point, but yeah.
But yeah. Now, and what else and stuff like that. I was about to say, what else do I notice? Oh yeah, I also feel like women with like mommy issues, like they're also pretty bad at like communication stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because again, they they don't they can't really correlate like to like what to say anyway, because again they don't really know how to deal with their own emotions and stuff like that. That's pretty self-explanatory, but yeah, that's like a couple. Actually, what else? I think I want more. Oh yeah, and I also noticed that women with mommy issues, like they be they be like hella insecure. Like I feel like they'd be more insecure like than they should be, and they low key like project the most and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure. That all creates the narc energy. Bro, I did not realize this shit about to be 40 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, when I looked at it, I thought it was gonna say like 25, 27. That shit says 38.
Now,
It's wild.
with me though, I still wanted to go like in more detail with it though.
Nigga, how? We been on talking still.
No,
But
because I was about to say, like, I, w- I, w- I feel like the main thing I wanted to expand more on was like them not having like a good character and how that plays out in life and stuff like that. Like
okay.
those boys at school and stuff like that that always look out for everybody and always look out for their friends and stand up for people like that they're close to when they need you when they need to type shit.
Yep.
Those guys have good. Those boys have good mothers, right?
Yeah.
And pretty much,
Right.
but it's 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 the same example, like for people who got like bad mothers, like they'll play they'll play out like horrible characteristics in life to where it's like they'll constantly like self sabotage themselves and stuff like that. Like okay, if they're going through life and stuff like that, like you know. Also, another point, they got really bad character also, especially when they're young and stuff like that, like 18, 19, 20, or like 21 and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's yeah. Facts. They don't reach their breakthrough until they're fucking like 30 or something. That's why all the 30
Probably.
like, oh, I wish I never did that, or I wouldn't have did that. You know, type of shit.
Right. Now, what else am I about to say? Oh yeah. But I feel like I feel like in the, I feel like a lot of exam I feel like how they pretty much like go through life and stuff like that, like especially also like if they're good looking women, because then okay, you're gonna have niggas like gassing gassing them up, and like that's gonna get to their head and stuff like that. And if they don't know how to correlate their emotions and like read and like use their intuition, like to read situations and stuff like that, that's how they that's how they constantly like get in situations to where it's like they're always fucking with the wrong guys and stuff like that. and always get hurt by the wrong guys, because not only do not only do they don't not only do they not got like their emotional intelligence right and stuff like that, they don't even got like their intuition right, because their mother never gave their mother never gave them like guidance or like signs to know if a guy's like not a good guy or not.
Right. They be getting boot, and then they be too into the guy that they like just because they be too love bombed. I think that's like some daddy issue shit. But it
Yeah,
could be correlated to the mom too, though, because they don't
yeah,
know
it
how
could.
to stop when they need to stop. You know what I'm saying? Because most likely, if they got mommy issues, I mean, yeah, they mommy issues is most likely because they mom be on some hoe shit, like trying to fuck other dudes, or not care about the daughter as she should because she's too worried about her own life. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and that builds. They even builds more like on their bad character too, because like after that, like they'll go they'll go around like hating on men and like hurting other men. Like even even if a man's like a good man, like genuinely like that's actually trying to like change the world and stuff like that, you know, and like do his own thing, they'll still hurt that guy and stuff like that. They'll still they'll
Right.
still be like shitty like shitty with that guy, like and they also could be like there could also be situations to where it's like they're having like random outbursts at school or like causing drama in school and stuff like that. Like there's so many examples like I can name. Like they may do their like these girls like may do their friends dirty and may do their friends dirty and stuff like that, or do other women dirty because like they're jealous of them. Like maybe that maybe that one girl is with a guy like that they actually like, and they just want to spite her. Like it's stuff like that, and it piles up over time. We can name so many different examples, but my point is, yeah, they just got shitty character, and that can even trickle down to the men too, right? I know a lot of the guys like a lot of guys like that have issue with their mom as well. Yeah, like I they're the most dirtbag like men like you'll ever meet. Like horrible. Like they won't treat they're they're out they're out here like like those be the main niggas like that they're out here like treating women like shit, really. Like they got mommy issues and stuff like that. Like I'll share with you like another fact and stuff like that. Um all these serial killers and all those like famous serial killers like
Yeah.
back in the 20th century. Again, a lot of those guys have horrible relationships with their mothers. That's why they became psychopaths, because they couldn't do shit with their emotions. So they just felt like they had to like
Right.
kill everybody.
Right. In fact, half of them niggas just grew up with their fucking dads. That's the
Right.
fucking thing. So it's like they only did what their dad told them, detached from their emotions when they had built up shit. Not to mention goddamn trauma built up from a past life and karma. So you don't
Right.
know what the fuck they over here accumulating, and then they ain't never mother, and they can't even, they don't know how to correlate none of it. They can't even console, talk about it, speak about their emotions. So yeah, that's
Yeah. I
it
mean,
turn into a weapon. Literally, that all you're doing, you're gonna be like fucking Krona off a goddamn soul eater. Fucking your blood gonna get hard. Your ass gonna turn everything into a weapon, bitch. That's flunked out. You got cold heart.
now I wanna now
Uh,
I'm gonna let you take I'm gonna let I'm gonna let you take I'm gonna let you take the lead now, and I'm gonna ask you a question, right? Um. So when it comes
wait,
to people who
before,
got
wait, wait,
like,
wait, 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 wait.
oh wait,
Before you ask me that, how many you got? Like more questions after, or like this is
no,
just
no, it's just one. That's it.
okay? Not even to be like that. I just wanted to know, just so I'm like, okay, like, cause pretty much, like, we could, what I'm saying, end this whole really like when we're done, whenever we're done. But
Yeah, I know.
go ahead.
I know I've been going on like for a long time, but it's like I just want to finish my point, because like I felt like it could really like clear up shit and stuff
You
like
good
that.
for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, my my last question for you is how do you how do you think people can like get get out of this issue, like if they got horrible rela- re- relationships with their fathers or mothers, right? How do they how do they rectify like all that shit, and like what shadow work do they need to do in order to heal from that, like from your perspective?
family. So you got to kind of get out of certain contracts.
Right. Yeah, what it was again, bro. Mm, yeah, bro. I think my phone's like overheating right now. That's probably what it is on my end. Yeah. Okay. Is that pretty much it? Okay. And yeah, and even then, it's like there's also people like who can help with that as well and stuff like that. Like I feel like there's a lot of things that like that you can pretty much like find on the internet and stuff like that. Like that help with people who got like daddy issues, but like mommy issues, I don't know. Like especially if you're a woman, it's like I feel like you gotta find like another like I feel like the only way like I feel like the one efficient way like to fix that is like to probably like find like another mother figure like in your life, or go to like a female therapist like or something like that and stuff like that that can like help you with that stuff. Because I don't think, because even if you meet like a quality guy like that upgrade that can upgrade like your life and stuff like that, like again, he's a man and stuff like that. So those are two completely different natures. It's not like he's gonna always be like a nurturer for you and stuff like that, because like that's not he can't really do that. He doesn't know emotions as well as a woman does and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I'd say like find like find like women like who can actually support you in that regard and stuff like that, because I feel like that also like was relating like to what he was saying, like, and that's what I would say too. Find find people like who can help you through the shower work like that you're supposed to do, that he just mentioned and stuff like that. But yeah, those are all my points like that I've made. I'm pretty much done now.
Bad, bad, bad. You good, bro? You wasn't. I just had
Yeah.
that shit was perfect to me. But to um that's some real terms. Okay, at least get some fucking
Right.
talk out. Because a lot of these people like yesterday, goddamn. You can get somebody where basically damn it, damn it. I'd be like, go, experience, but at the same time, these bitches be GM.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. And it's like that's that's my issue with the internet too. How come we got like all these men like helping each other and stuff like that and holding each other accountable, when but when it comes to like what women are doing, I don't see I barely see any of that shit. I don't really see any of y'all like helping each other. All y'all are just in like competition with each other and stuff like that. And y'all aren't really like helping each other like get into like relationships like like with a guy and stuff like that. It's like, bro, the reason the reason why like men like are becoming like less GMO now is because like we're actually realizing our fuck ups and helping each other. But like I I find that y'all are still like pretty much staying
Right.
the same because like y'all are just sucking y'all egos and stuff like that, and y'all don't want to like help each other because of just because of like like some type of goddamn like competition and shit like that. Like oh, you
Yeah.
don't want this, you don't you don't you don't want this girl like having more emotional intelligence than you, because that means okay, she can get more guys like or something like that. I'm like, nigga, bro, fuck all that shit. Y'all gotta be there for each other too. Like how we're how us men like got each other's backs and stuff like that. And trust, because trust me, bro, get over y'all egos and just like genuinely like help each other, like not just like your close friends too, but just like every girl out there. Because nigga, I thought girls, I got I thought y'all were saying like girls support girls, but like I'm not really seeing that like too much in the world. I'm just saying. I feel like y'all.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah. Yeah.
y'all are just more so like fending for yourselves, like even more, even more, even more y'all now. Even more now to the point where you can't even trust like your your own goddamn like gender and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Right. All they do with their own gender is fucking lust over them. That's why bitches is like bitches. But they'll still make that a
Yeah,
competition. What
yeah,
kind of
for
fuck?
real. It's
That's
it's
funked
it's
out,
too
bro.
flunked out.
Hey, but shout out to the real females out there because they're still
Yeah,
there.
they're
I
still
mean,
there.
shit. Shout out to Soul Group. Shout out to the regular females out there that might not know about that, but hey, you feel me? Is there? Shout out to my girl. Shit, it's a lot of people, but that know because we gotta transform the world and transition this
Yeah,
bullshit, man.
because
You know what I'm saying?
I've seen examples of like regular women like actually like going out on the internet and trying to help out like GMO women, but like GMO women just like still don't want to listen. Like they
Right,
don't.
right.
They trying
Fact,
to.
I ain't gonna lie, yeah, I follow a good few pages where these females be kind of exposing these women, like doing remixes and shit.
Right.
But
But yeah,
but
that's pretty much it. Hey, there's a stretch. The esoteric ruler, here to expand what you should contract, signing off.
hee hee, as the reflector here to reflect what you niggas choose to neglect, man. We out.
We